Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego City Fire Rescue Helicopter set. This is set number 60411. It has 85 pieces and I paid $10 for this set. I think this is relatively new. It might have been new for 2024 in January. I already looked at the fire rescue plane, which I really liked. That's a bigger set, but I think they released along the same time. And I also recently looked at the emergency rescue EMT paramedic helicopter, which was a $20 set. And I looked at that very recently, so I was interested in looking at this one as well. So excited to see what it has to offer. I'm glad it's $10 and not $11, but I'll talk more about the value at the end. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy! Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego City Fire Rescue Helicopter, I just wanted to say thanks for watching and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. I appreciate it a lot. This came together super quick, so I can't really talk about the build, but now on to my review for this set. Thanks! Okay, so that is this Lego City Fire Rescue Helicopter. This is pretty cool. This has some good stuff here. It's bigger than I thought it would be, but it's still small, and I have really enjoyed some of the consistency in this newest wave of fire rescue vehicles, and there's still some other ones I want to look at, there's one that's $35 with a truck and a boat or a raft or something like that. I want to look at that one eventually. I was kind of waiting for a sale potentially, but I've really loved the color scheme, some of the consistent themes and everything here, but we will get into this. It's a small set, but there are some things to look at, and the first thing we'll look at, like we normally do, is the minifigure. So we have a fire rescue pilot, fire rescue personnel here. Has the kind of the high visibility yellow with the pilot visor there with a little cutout for the nose. Face printing is pretty standard, no alternate face. They have a binoculars in their hand, so that is their little accessory. The printing is familiar. I think a lot of these fire rescue personnel in the newest wave of Lego City are pretty similar. So we have like a carabiner and maybe a meter or some other dial or something up here, a little buckle there, some high visibility reflective stuff, nothing on the midsection. The legs are printed up at the top with some pockets, and then in the kind of middle there again with some high vis ability stripes, which is good. Nothing on the arms. Looking at the back, we have that wonderful fire rescue logo there, continuation of some of the straps and the belt and everything, so that's really nice. We do get the helmet. We also get a hairpiece for this character. Love that they're doing that for a lot of the Lego City sets that are coming out in 2024. It's always good to get the alternate hair or something, or a hat or something, for when they're not wearing the headgear, be it a helmet or something else. It's nice for these characters to be able to, take the helmet off and not just be bald and express themselves in a different way with their hairstyle. So I really appreciate that. Overall, this minifigure is fine, but it's good to get a minifigure in a little box like this, and overall the production's good. I think sometimes I might expect them to just put black legs on this one, but they didn't. They probably produce a lot of these, but it's still nice to see. So great to get that. We also have, if you can call it a side build, we have a little bit of a flame thing. So it's the inverted rounded tile there with a couple of flames sticking out of this. They include something like this in a lot of the fire rescue sets, at least recently, which is kind of a play feature. It's something that can be set in a trash can or on a tree or something like that the fire rescue might need to put out. So we do get one of those, and then the rest of the build, there's not too much of it, is this fire rescue helicopter. So this is really cool. We have a somewhat big piece for the landing gear or the kind of skis or whatever these are called on a helicopter there. So that's a relatively big piece. This is a 5+ set, so the instructions are pretty rudimentary. It doesn't put like a number by the pieces, it just lists like both of them, which is something they do for I think 4+ and 5+, and maybe it changes for 6+, but in other instructions for these little rounded bits they probably would have just put 6 of those, so that's fine with me. And I think the shaping of this is right on. So we start out building kind of the main fuselage, I don't know if that's the right thing, but the kind of hull, the main body of the helicopter, and we have the dark bluish gray, a little bit of bracket usage for studs on the side, then we have that stripe of the high visibility yellow, which I really like, and then the red. We just have some kind of plates on top of plates, pretty simple building there, not too complicated, and I like the kind of difference in these angles here for the yellow and then the red kind of in there a little bit. We do have a canopy piece here. Mine's a little bit scratched. You can maybe kind of see a scratch right there because it's just in a bag with all the other pieces. It might be something I can get off or whatever, but that's all right. I think they do a pretty good job. There's a little bit of a gap, right in here, a little bit of a gap on here, but not too bad, all things considered. And actually comparing it to like the $20 emergency rescue helicopter, that had some gaps too, but I was overall pretty okay with it. So we can open this up. It clips here at the front, and we have the kind of cockpit or where the pilot might sit. So we have a printed little dash console here, a place to sit. We use some of these vented slopes there, which helps kind of cover up some of the where would have been maybe a bigger gap, or if those weren't there, this might have gone down all the way and it might have been too close to some of the rest of the body. Behind that, moving on, we kind of build up the bulk of this, which is these boxes, so these containers here that can be opened, and that's really nice because you can store like water in there. For example, you could store the helmet or the hairpiece, the binoculars in there, so those on each side. Behind that, they use some studs on the side stuff with these kind of rounded bricks here that was also used on the fire rescue plane, so that's maybe a water reservoir or a tank or something like that, which I really like. Above that, we have a pretty simple assembly for the blades, just 2 blades on this one, Technic in the middle. We have a couple little ratchet joints here, and then these kind of pieces. I remember these pieces from back in the day on like Anakin's pod racer, but they've been around for a long time. I'm pretty sure they're the same piece, so that's nice. This is a good transition, little extra detail with the double excited hilts, or the symmetrical hilt, or the longer one there. We just use a 2x plate for the back. We have some exposed studs here, perfectly fine with me. I actually really like that. They could have easily put some tiles on here or something else, but there's something very charming and just explicitly Lego that this has that I really appreciate. We do have a propeller tail kind of blades there at the back to help. We have the same kind of wing piece here as the plane, which is printed, double-sided. We also have the number here, 04. I believe the plane was 05. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and check, but that is printed as well. A little bit of translucent there for some lights, and we have a little bit of a wing hanging out over here on the other side. Other than that, most of the right to left is pretty much identical, so this can be flown around. It feels very stable. There's a lot of places you could hold this from and swoosh it around and zoom it. And then, as far as the play feature goes, we have stud shooters or tile shooters on both sides here, which are just on the brackets there, just a couple pieces. And inside I currently have 2 of these like light blue translucent or kind of clear translucent tiles. And so those are the water essentially that the fire rescue plane can use to extinguish a fire, like in this case this little fire here. So the helicopter could fly in and launch those out of there. The nice thing about having these boxes and right next to the blue pieces for the reservoirs, if you have extra projectiles or ammunition, it's always important to me. It's a good idea to have a place to put those, and that's a wonderful place to put those, as well as, you know, room for the other side to hold more or hold some of the other accessories in here. Let me put the character in the cockpit so we can kind of see what that looks like and how they fit. And can move their arms a little bit there. So we have it something like this. You can see it's a little bit more gappy than maybe it was. So if I lean the character back a little bit, we can try to address that. And now it's hitting the visor. So it might take a little doing, but the gaps that are there are pretty much there even without a character in it, so it's not a big deal. This is super translucent. It's just the like true clear that Lego does, so you get a good view in there. They look comfy and in control and really good, super easy to access, so I like that. And this is that's pretty much everything in there. There's not a ton, but it's very, very cool. Let me see if I can knock this over. I'm going to lose one of these tiles, perhaps. Oh, I didn't... Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. But, you know, that's part of the fun here, to try to put it out. Fires don't always go out immediately, so it might take some work, might take some practice, but these are very easy to lose, especially the clear ones like this. So I would tend to try to be careful, or that's what I would recommend. And that's kind of everything in this set. It's super small, came together super quick, great toy, and you know, I really appreciate it. It's super fun. Let me actually compare it to that emergency rescue helicopter that I looked at somewhat recently, so we can compare the sizes. You can see they are at different scales. They're both minifig scale. This one has 4 blades. It's longer, it's taller, it's wider, but it is in a lot of ways a you know, a scaled up version, maybe a slightly more detailed version, a little more advanced, more pieces for sure. And if I can't be too mad about the gap here on the smaller one, this fire rescue one, because the one for the emergency rescue has a huge gap, and I was pretty much fine with that when I reviewed this, and it also has these big gaps behind there too. So they're both really, really neat sets, fun. I'm really enjoying a lot of the fire rescue stuff and the emergency response, emergency rescue stuff from 2024, and I can't wait to look at more of them. This feels really neat to like pair up with the plane and any other vehicles there, and maybe some of the fire stations and stuff. So this was super cool to me, really, really quick. So that's great. One of the things to make note of, I always kind of make note of it. I could have done a better job here. Some of it's unavoidable, but that's of course the mold marks. So we have mold marks on these kind of rounded pieces here. The other side we have a couple visible too. I could flip those around and likely the other side doesn't have them, but there are other pieces like on a 1x2 tile or this slope here where no matter what side it's on, it's going to be visible, and that's a little bit of a bummer. I don't expect Lego pieces to be perfect, but I would like them to be better, and I don't always notice them, and I don't always, or I haven't always in the past. They haven't been so obvious. These are pretty visible, so I would like that to improve, but other than that, this is super fun. So there's only one extra piece, and it's one of those little tiles, so you get 2 extra, and you can have 2 loaded in here, and then you get the 1 extra piece. That's the only kind of 1x1 little piece in here. Everything else is bigger than that or heavier than that, so as to not necessitate an extra piece. So this set is 85 pieces and it retails for $10. It's not $11. Some of the city sets, some of the like friend sets can be in the $11-12 range. And in fact, like the construction mech for the space one, I think was $11. The seal one, the seal like battle pack, I think was $11. The new one, the jungle one with the red panda, might be $11. But like the go-karts and the race car and some of the other city sets are definitely still in the $10 range, and I don't know what exactly pushes it over to the next level, but this feels great for $10. It's more than a polybag, potentially more than double a polybag. You get the minifigure with the leg printing, the alternate hair, the little accessories. You get some play features. This can easily be added to other sets or work with other stuff, and you get a pretty simple build that looks really, really good and is very fun. So I think $10 is the right price for this. I could see this going on sale, and anything less than $10 is probably, you know, good in my book, or better, or really good. I paid retail for this and I have no problem with it. So I thoroughly enjoyed this more than I thought I would. So that's really, really great. And I think that's it. You know, it's a pretty small set, pretty quick. So wonderful. I like it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more LEGO City stuff, more helicopters, more fight rescue things, tons of other LEGO sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, era, old, new, retired, pre-release, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss those. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate all the help, so thank you very much. If you want to support this channel, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. So maybe consider checking that out. It helps me a ton, so I appreciate it. I'm going to keep trying to build a community here on YouTube and over at the Patreon. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.